Hi YouTuber, today I'm going to show you guys how can you install the aftermarket navigation with a Bluetooth on your Toyota Tundra 2013. This is the Toyota Tundra 2013 SR model. I bought one of these navigation system from the Amazon.com. The name of the company that they sold me this is a Volsmart, VOL Smart, and the radio came inside that white box with some accessory that you can see them around this radio right in here. It's going to be a connection that you are connecting behind the unit or head unit, they call them HU, and it's supposed to directly connect it to your stock wiring. It does have couple USB, one mini and one regular USB. It does have coming with a camera, backup camera, and it's supposed to come with a external microphone too, that it wasn't in the package when I opened them up. So I'm sending this unit back, but because it has a defect and is missing the external microphone. I could buy the external microphone, but the defect I cannot do nothing about it, and I will show you what is going to be the problem with it. Again, this is going to be the front and the back of the unit. Is actually working pretty good, beside the problem that it does have. Is working all right. It has some deficiency that I will explain about it when I install them and I show it to you guys. And this is the stock radio that I used to have, or I still have. It does have a bunch of the connector behind this. You can see all the connector. The blue one is for the XM radio. That radio, the new radio, does not have the XM radio, nor it does have the HD radio for the FM. So what I done, when you're getting this unit, first of all you got to get this 3 tab. After you disassemble the whole thing, this 3 tab in the top, it came off of the old unit and I installed them on the new unit. And on the side, in each side, you do have a 2 bracket with the 3 screws that I got them out of the old unit and I installed them on the new unit. So these are came with this did not came with a new radio. These are came out of the old radio. This 3 tab plus the 2 bracket on the side. I am assuming that you guys already know how to tear up your dashboard. I'm going to show you how did I tear up the dashboard right in here. I took the glove department from the passenger side out beside the panel on the passenger side. The it's not the firewall, on the side wall on the passenger side. I took the radio out, as you can see right in here. I took the radio out, and all this wiring is for the radio, for the old radio. And this is the rest of the truck that I took this front panel dashboard off. I explained to you guys why. And also in a pillar driver's side, I took that pillar off too. The reason that I took that pillar off, because I do not want to use the camera, backup camera that it came with a unit. My truck currently equipped with a backup camera that is in the mirror on this corner. When I put it in the back reverse, you can see the image right on the left side of the mirror. So I was using the existing wiring and the back camera that I do have. To doing so, if you take a look at this cable, is the cable that I run, is the RCA cable. I run them right, I took this dashboard up because I run them right above the front dashboard to that driver's side pillar. And I'm going to go closer to you guys and I'll show you how did I connect them. This is the only connection that you do need to make to be able to use the existing backup camera with your new unit. So of course I took the bottom panel off, but I don't think that was necessary to doing so. You do need them probably to running the cable. When the cable coming from the top, you might need some help to doing so. So let me just explain. Let me just go to the other side and show you how did I connect the video cable to the backup camera that I currently have in the Toyota Tundra. This is a crew cab 2013. So let's just do that. I put all of the stuff that I took out of the truck right in here. This is the part that I'm talking about. It came out of the pillar on the driver's side. It does have two screws. You have to open this too. It has two screws in there, and then when you pulling them up, you can see it does have a couple latch that is already left in there. One of them is already must be on the wall. It came off, and then you can take this thing and put them away. Be careful because you do have the airbag on this side that it doesn't get deployed. So as you can see right in here, you have two connectors. Let me just get rid of this key first. You do have two connectors. The one that is closer to you, first that will use the screwdriver and remove the black, in my case is a black connector that is keeping this, both of this connector to the pillar. Try to pry that thing out and get them off, that you do have a little room to work. After you're doing so, look from the top. If you're looking from the top, it has a little latch on the front connector right in here. You're taking them off and you're bringing them out, and then you can separate the top part of the connector from the bottom. Again, I'm talking about the front connector. Bringing them out, you can take a look. I'm going to get the best picture that is possible for you guys. You do have two sets of wire. It started for my truck, it started with the black, and then it's going to be white wire, and then red, and then follow with a gray and red. The second set that is closer to the center is going to be for the camera. You use the red or pinkish color wire for the center tap of the coaxial or RCA cable that you do have, and you're using for the ground, you're using the gray wire. I use the T-tap. These T-tap are made for the wire number 22. I will show it to you guys how you can use the T-tap too. So this gonna provide the same video that you do have when you put in the car in a reverse, that it's going and showing up in the top mirror. It will provide the same signal for you that you can use them as a video right in here. I'm gonna show you this thing once more. It's gonna be the second close to you, and if you take a look at the wire in my scenario, I don't know if I can get a better picture, but this is the best that I can provide you. Now let me just talk about the T-tap. What is the T-tap? The best way of, some people they might using the soldering, or they might just strip the wire. I use the T-tap. These are the T-tap that I do have, 3M T-tap they call them. They look like this. They built for the wire number 22. What you can do, just assume this is the wire that you want to tap. You just put the wire right in between, and then you close the clamshell that they do have like this, and you tie them up, and it's causing this piece of metal is cutting through the cover of the wire and getting in touch with the center wire. Is going to be copper, aluminum, or whatever it's going to be. And then you're using another connector that is going to be look like this to go inside the place that you want to go. So in my scenario, when I use the RCA cable, I connect the RCA cable, the center of the RCA to the one of these, and the shield to the another one. And with this, for each one of them, I use two of these, one for the center and one for the ground. So that is the way that you're connecting your RCA cable if you want to use the existing wiring for backup camera. Then you do need another wiring that is going to be when you are putting the car in a reverse. You need to activate the radio or tell to the head unit that you are in a reverse and get the system to the any mode that it is. If it's in a radio mode, DVD mode, it's going to change to the screen that you can see the picture in the back. To doing so, you need to run the wire that I random. You get from the left hand side of the truck. If you go to the left hand side, open the kickboard that you do have and look to the very bottom connector. This is a white connector in a bottom. It has a blue wire to it. As you can see, the blue wire right in here. I installed the T-tab. This T-tab is for the wire, I do believe 14 to 18 gauge. As you can see, it's color coded. The first one that I show you was red. That was for the wire number 22, and this one is for the wire 14 to 18 gauge. And then I run the wire, orange wire. It goes right in the top and goes right by the radio. The reason that I took my dashboard off on the original head unit, I had this capability of, let me see if I can show you. Oh yeah. I had this capability, if you can take a look at them, it said USB and auxiliary connector right in here. If you want to use this USB and auxiliary connector, you cannot use the only the wiring that is provided by the new radio. You need extra adapter, and I'll show you how you can connect that extra adapter. So if you take a look at the back of this unit, it does have this kind of connector that is different than the connector that they send it to you guys. So what you got to do is this: you need to buy the adapter. Look, take your dashboard off, look for this box right in here. The first connector in the bottom one is a brownish connector right in here that I took them up. It has a head of the brownish color. Amazon, they selling them the certain type of the adapter that it get connected to this. This is not just a USB. That is a USB, and it's not like actually USB. It look like a USB cable, but it's not. I'm gonna put the number for that adapter on my description on the video too. You need to get that adapter, you plug in them to this. After you disconnect this one from this box right in here, you're gonna connect that adapter right in here, and the other end of the adapter is gonna be a USB that is gonna get connected to the back of the new unit that you bought. Is provided for you a USB connector that is going to get connected to the other end of that adapter that I'm talking about. When you're doing it this way, when you connect your radio, the new radio up, you'll be able to use the original connector that you do have that it came with your truck. That is going to be still enabled and you'll be able to use it. Now let's just talk about all this connector that we do have. My original radio has so many connectors because it does have an XM radio, and I don't know, some of this is probably belong to the microphone that it does coming with the original microphone that is being installed in the top. So the new unit is just using these three connectors right in here on the left hand side, plus this antenna. So I run the wire for the backup system as I explained to you guys. From left side of my truck, I do have the RCA from my camera, and that's about it. That should be taken care of. These three connector right in here, the blue one and the two smaller connector, is not going to be applied to the new unit. You don't need these anymore. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and connect in my radio, and I'll show you how you can connect your radio. And then I'll show you what is going to be the problem that I'm sending it back, and what other deficiency the system have. So to doing so, you are going to use the provided connector that we do have right in here. So I might have to put the camera down for a second, but let's just try it. We're just connecting this thing, snapping them in, connect this one. Snap them in, make sure they are in a place, And this is the last connector that I do have, that is gonna be for the camera. Actually, this last connector that I do have right in here is for the controller that you do have on your steering wheel. That is actually pretty cool. It's working and you can program it. I will show you guys how this thing does work. Let me just connect them. As you can see, it has a 3-wire only. The other side has more wire. This 3-wire, it just came straight through a steering wheel, and causing that you can program any of this key that you do have on the steering wheel to do whatever you would like to do. That give you those options, except one important option that I will explain to you guys. That's a deficiency of the system. So these two loose wire, one is for the brake and the other one is for the reverse. I'm just see if I can connect them. I'm going to put the camera down for a second and connect this last one. Okay, now I'm just going to bring the unit in and plug them to the system. Again, if you take a look at the back of the unit, you do have, I didn't talk about the GPS antenna. It has a GPS antenna on this goldish color cable that you can see, and the main cable that I took in is the black one. It's going to get connected right there. Let me just talk about the, and then you do have a 2 USB connection in the bottom. That is for this one that I'm going to connect it and connect it to the adapter that I just explained it to you guys. So about the GPS antenna, I removed, since that I don't have a central speaker right in here. You can push this screen from the bottom up. When it come out, I install my GPS right in a center, because this is plastic and it doesn't interfere with a GPS signal. So I install my GPS antenna right in here. As you can see, it came from the top, and I do have the cable right in here ready for it to be connected to the head unit that I do have. So I'm just going to stop the camera. I'm going to bring the unit in, connect them up and get them ready, and then I explain to you guys how the system does work and what is going to be the problem that I'm sending them back. Okay, I just put the unit, just hang them in there, connect all the wire. I connect the RCA cable that I do have for backup camera to it, and also connect the wire that I brought from the side for the backup. I'm going to turn on the unit and show you how this thing does work. I turn the key on, and it's already paired with my phone that I do have right in here. I'm just going to go to the home, and let me just, okay, this is going to be look like this. If you want to use the Bluetooth, for the music, you gotta click on this, and then if I play this thing, it's gonna play the music. This is music is being played via my phone. Just gonna stop this, go to the home button, and if I put the truck right now in a reverse, just open the switch. You can see I do have the same image right in here as I do have in my mirror. I don't know if you can see now, but they do have the same image. So now the problem, if you just want to, as I said, you can program, you can go through this, you can go through the setup, or actually let me just go back. You can just go through this steering control, and then see I already assigned for each one of the button that you do have right in here, you can assign the different function. For instance, if you take a look at them right in here, I assigned the mode and the iPod to the first this button right in the center. Then I can assign the raising the volume to the raising the volume, but each button can have two functions, one for the quick press, one for the press and hold. So you can program each one that you want. For instance, let me just program one of this switch. You just press it and hold in it, this thing is coming up, and then you can pick the which function do you want. The left hand side is for the long hold, and the right hand side are the function for the You can pick any function that you want. You have a bunch of the choices. I don't know if you'll be able to see in this thing because of the sun. Okay, maybe that's gonna make it better. So these are the functions that you can assign to your steering wheel control that you do have. The problem that I'm sending this unit back now, let's just talk about it. This is supposed to have a backlight for the switches. That is going to be, the color can be controlled through here too. You do, if you just go through the setup, and then if you just come down and you take a look at the element right in here, you should be able to pick any color that you want, and the button are supposed to showing the same color when you're turning on the light in for the to a small light that is causing the backlight in all of the switches is coming in. They supposed to come on right in here, and you can select any color that you want for these switches right in here. That doesn't work for me. Is missing the external microphone for me. And the other issue that it does have is this: whenever I'm just gonna turn on the radio as it is right now, and I put it on a mode and I start changing the mode. For instance, right now it is in a radio. Let me see if I can get in the station. Not even registered. Here's the worst I can change them to the different mode. It goes to that. Right now is in a DVD. I have a DVD in there, and it's gonna start playing it. Let me just see if I can make it some shade that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So, and you can scroll through the different inputs that you do have: music, DVD, radio, but it does not give you the option of the Bluetooth player. So to doing so, you have to press the home button and you have to press the audio. So every time that I get inside my car and I want to listen to the music, this is not going to be automatically being hooked up. I have to manually go to the home button and press this button that it can get connected to my Bluetooth music. Maybe it's going to directly connect it for my Bluetooth radio, but Bluetooth phone, but it's not going to be connected for my Bluetooth music that I'm getting, for instance, through the iTunes or Amazon Prime or Pandora, or you call it. That is, you have to press this button and then you got to go ahead and press the other button. They do have some other feature right in here. You can download this stuff, but those are going to be secondary. For me, the basic function, one was for the Bluetooth is not working and the backlight doesn't come on. It's missing the external microphone that I have to connect it and bring them up. I'm probably installing them right in this corner. So that is the reason that I'm going to return this unit back to them. And they are a bit slow to respond. Have a nice day.